Hello everybody, my name is Dello and I'm bringing you a short video today called How to Do Archaeology. I have had quite a lot of people asking me in my guilds. I've had friends asking me just how to do archaeology. So I thought I would release a video for everyone to watch or enjoy. This video will feature Vida Morte, the level 80 priest, who is solely doing archaeology and leveling in the process and making me some epic loot. Well, I say epic loot. So, with archaeology, obviously first you need to go learn it. It is a secondary skill, so you can take it no matter what you've got. See, I've got enchanting and herbalism, and I've still got archaeology. See what I mean? These are secondary skills: archaeology, fishing, cooking, and first aid. All three I don't have, except for archaeology. Anyway, you then get, see if I can get a better view. If you can see on this map, next to that, the little base is a shovel. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. Those are your dig sites. And if I can mouse over one, you see it's a bit buggy, but it says Sunken Temple dig site, and that's one of the dig sites that you can go to with archaeology. They are unique to you, so if I go there, I won't be going there, I'm staying here. If I go there, I can do archaeology, and every fragment that I pick up is my own. No one else can take it, like mining or herbalism, which I really like. Also, if you're not level 80, say if you're starting this at whatever the minimum level you can be, level 10 I believe, I'm not sure. Say you're level 10 and you learn archaeology, you will not get sent to, like I'm in Feralus at the minute, you won't get sent to Feralus. You won't get sent to, I don't know, Mount Hyjal or Twilight Highlands or anything. So it will get, the dig sites will scale with your character level as well. Like, it will scale with your character level. So I'm level 80, so I'm currently all around the old world, and it also scales with your actual archaeology level. So I'm only on 150 at the minute, which means I am limited to the old world. But once you get to level 300, you can move on to Outland and Hellfire Peninsula and all those areas. Then 350 or 375 is Northrend. Then 45 onwards, is it? I can't remember. Then you go to like Deep Home and Fashir and places like that. So, how do you do archaeology? First, you go to one of your dig sites. I am in one in Feralus. Diamol dig site, I believe, yeah. And as you can see, around Diamol there is this weird area. This is sorry, I've got a bit of a cold coming out. This is the area where all the fragments that you'll need to collect are in. If you go outside of there, you won't be able to survey, and you won't be able to pick up everything. So let's go down to the ground, and bit of lag, sorry. Make sure you've got survey on your action bar, like I have here. Make sure you are in the area and cast it, and you'll see that this thing pops up. It's basically a telescope and a light. I'll have to cast it again. And it moves, of course. The telescope points in the vague direction of where the artifact is. And the light is the distance. If it's a red light, it's very far away, and also if it's a red light, it's within a 45-degree angle of where the telescope thing is actually pointing, which is why it keeps moving. Once you get closer, you just need to follow the direction of that. In, say, we fly over there, and we recast survey. It's red still, so we follow it this way. This is not a skill for the impatient. It's still red. And now it is yellow, which means it is mid-range, about within 45 yards, I think. So you don't really need to fly about now. So if you cast it, run a bit and cast it, you see it's a green blinking light. Now the telescope will be a lot more specific. So if I moved here and cast it, it should point in that direction. Or not. That's only because it put it there. Anyway, it's a lot more specific. There's no extreme angles of where it is. And the green blinking light means it is very close, within 10 yards or something. So you move a bit and cast it again. And there you go, there's your fragment, and it is a Night Elf Archaeology find. And for this, you get Night Elf Archaeology fragments, and in this case I got a Highborn Scroll, which is a keystone, and I'll go into them later. For the dig sites, you can get 3 sets of fragments per dig site, and the type of fragments you get, like you just saw there, I got Night Elf ones. The type of type of fragment depends on the area you are in. So, for example, I am currently in Dire Mall, and that is ruins of a Night Elf city, which is why I'm finding Night Elf artifacts, or Night Elf fragments, sorry. If you go to a Dwarven expedition, you'll find Dwarven fragments. If you go to Troll ruins, you'll get Troll fragments, and so on. I'll explain them when I go into the main interface of archaeology. So I'm just going to find this last one. It is very time consuming, so and one thing I will note, when you're gathering, you do get experience obviously, but from level 1 to 100 is the only time you get skill points in archaeology for collecting the fragments. So any time beyond that, you don't get any skill points at all for collecting fragments from surveying. So the best way to level this, I would say, is to collect fragments all the way up to level 100, which is very time consuming, but it works. Then once you get to level 100 and you can't gain any more skill points from gathering, you need to solve stuff. And solving stuff is the main point of archaeology. As you see, this is the archaeology icon, that one, I've got it here. And depending on what fragments you've picked up, you'll get races which are highlighted. So this is the Dwarven one. That one is the Draenei, Eridar sort of one. These are fossils. Night Elf. That is the Karagians from Anchorage. That's Orcish, I believe, or Tauren. That's Tol'vir. This is Troll. I don't know what that is. It looks like Twilight sort of stuff, and I'm not too sure what that one is either. But they'll highlight depending on what you pick up. So as you saw, I was just picking up Night Elf fragments. I'll use that as an example later. Let's do a fossil one because I've got enough for that. So I'm a little bit further in. This won't be strange velvet worm. Fossil one seems to be the most useless at the minute. Anyway, this is what you'll create. In this case, it's a strange velvet worm. It's a fossil and it's common. It gives you a bit of history about fossils. I think it is just about, yeah. And this is the amount of fragments you need to complete the artifact. As you can see, I've got 40 fossil fragments and I need 35. So once you've got enough, you can click solve and you'll solve the artifact. And you'll get the item in your inventory, which such as that. Strange velvet worm. At first, archaeology isn't that great because you basically make greys, like shattered glaive, beautiful preserved fern, green dragon ring, etc. But once you get high levels and you start picking up the more valuable fragments, you can start making vanity pets, you can make fun items like musical items and stuff, and you can also make bind on account epics, which are surprisingly very good. But we won't be going into that because my level isn't high enough. Also, if you noticed, when I solved that fossil, I gained 5 skill points, and this is the only way you can level up archaeology past level 100. You have to solve stuff, which is why when you get to level 100, by just collecting fragments, you solve a lot of stuff. Let's wait for the clock to shut up. So, solving stuff gives you 5 skill points, basically. But now, I picked up something earlier, and it was this highborn scroll. I've also picked up something else, I believe. Or did I? No, I don't think I did. The highborn scroll is a keystone, and as you can read, that can complete Night Elf archaeology artifacts with missing fragments. And with his Night Elf hairpin of silver and malachite, we have this little hexagon, which is a keystone slot. Not every artifact has this. No, that's a bad example. See, there's nothing there, and there's nothing there. But for this one, as you can see, I have 34 out of 35. So, in theory, I need one more Night Elf fragment. But if I click here to add a highborn scroll from your bag, you can see I've got 46 plus 12 because of the keystone. So I can now solve this artifact. And there we go. We get a hairpin of silver and malachite, and we can go on to the next one. That is pretty much it to archaeology. You collect fragments from all around the world. Oh, one thing I will note is that I finished this Feralus one by picking up 3 sets of fragments, and now I have another one. I don't know where it's gone, but you always get 4 on a continent. So I've got 4 here. Oh, what have I in there? But see, I've got 1 there. I've got 3 around this area. Once you've finished gathering fragments from one site, they will update and go to another zone. Sometimes they'll stay in the same zone if you're lucky, but sometimes they'll move like to Darkshore for me. But I think that is mainly the basics behind archaeology. There's not much else to it. Requires a lot of patience, but in the end you do get very nice rewards, especially if you roll quite a lot of alts like me. And when I say bind on account epics, it's weapons and armour, and most of them are level 80 plus, so it is very good if you've got level 80s ready to go into Cataclysm content. Can't remember what the item level on them is, but they are Cataclysm epics. They're not Watlicker epics, I believe. My durability is so low. Crap. Anyway, I think that's it now. I shall see you soon.